I was living in Onitsha and I was serving in Asaba. So I had to travel from Onitsha every day to Asaba. I was working in a bank, in First Bank as it were.
She was then serving in Delta State of the First Bank, but she had a cousin who was my colleague in Citizens Bank where I was in Onitsha.
I knew everybody in my husband's house except him. It was actually hunger that took me to his house.
Our paths crossed and the rest is history.
One thing led to the other led to the other, and we married, I think 6.5 years after, and we're blessed with 3 wonderful children.
From a humble beginning, the journey of a million miles through winding roads, twisted turns, and slippery grounds was started in the commercial nerve center of Nigeria, Lagos.
She ventured into oil and gas business, which she had always known all her life.
Seemingly insurmountable challenges painted a bleak picture of miscarriage. But those little faltering steps would later traverse the economic subterranes of sub-Saharan Africa.
It was a very interesting time. There were times I wanted to give up. I had times that I attempted to do some things.
It was a very challenging period.
I remember it was a very difficult time.
I saw the difficult nights, the sleepless nights, I saw the tears.
I had times that I would have ended it. But I didn't, because at that breaking point, God showed forth. If I stand here, I sit here and pretend to you that it was all rosy. If I stand here and pretend to you that I saw today, I will be lying.
We give glory to God that he ended the way he did. It was just by the grace of God.
You know, there are aspects of things that happened during that time that probably still affect me and the rest of the family till today.
I didn't want to be angry because I knew that God had a bigger plan. But generally, I didn't think, honestly, that there was an out from that.
To reach the bottom and touch the bottom and still find a way to struggle back up to where we have come to today, you know, it really gives you confidence in any other thing you do.
If my mom could get out of 2017, I can climb Mount Everest.
As is with every seed that dies, a new life has come forth. The Harvest Group of Companies, an emerging sub-Saharan African trade and investment powerhouse, proudly headquartered in beautiful Zambia.
By God's grace, you understand the oil and gas terrain in West Africa, but I've never done this in Southern Africa. How do we start? God also sent another angel.
A friend of ours who is already here insisted that even if she wasn't going to set up here, that she should even come and survey the environment and see what she could make out of it. And if it doesn't work, that she might as well go back.
After one of the visits, I sat down with my husband and I told him that we need to be here, that God has spoken.
Anybody from Nigeria, I'm sure if you ask that person to come and set up a business in Zambia, he will not give you a very good answer, because Zambia is not reckoned anywhere as where one would come and reap.
If you come from a place like Nigeria, first you will struggle. It's quite procedural, but one thing I can tell you is that you can see the end from the beginning.
Labor pains and the birthing of new lives are traditionally inseparable. And the birthing of Harvest Group wasn't going to be any different. But courage, faith, and the gravity-defying strength of a woman pulled Harvest from the wombs of destiny.
I'm sure I'm the first African woman doing what we're doing in Zambia today. And so it was a bit strange. Everywhere they took me to, they said, "Where's my boss?" I said, "This is my boss." I had my friends in the banks that were ever supporting. And I had Madam Neka.
We are forever grateful to them for the support they've given from that day till now.
Today, the rest is history. The Harvest Group has come to stay, and Sub-Saharan Africa has more to gain. Feverishly breaking new grounds and opening shops across its diverse business portfolios, Harvest has its eyes on the future.
Harvest Group of Companies a conglomerate with about 12 subsidiaries.
Harvest Retail.
Our intentions are to provide quality services for efficiency in delivering of top quality products to the people of Zambia and, of course, the Southern African Hemisphere.
Harvest Retail is an oil and gas product and services trading operator within the downstream sector of the petroleum industry. In keeping with its core developmental and strategic goals for the region, Harvest is set to redesign the operational landscape of the downstream sector with the construction of over 40 multi-service retail gas stations in Zambia alone, 10 of which are ready for operations.
We want to offer tailor-made services. We want to ensure that we give you the best quality products.
With top-of-the-range gasoline, gas oil, jet and aviation turbine fuel, multi-purpose natural gas, low sulfur gas oil, heating oil, lubricant and asphalt. Harvest will stop at nothing to deliver on its promises. Bounty Shop Zambia.
So we are positioning to compete with the top international grocery brands like Costco, Sam's Club and the Walmart.
Bounty Shop Zambia is an integrated wholesale shop with unrivaled capacity for bulk supplies on a wide range of products, comprising consumables, household essentials and hygiene products sourced from world-renowned brands across Africa, Europe, US, Asia and the Middle East. Setting itself up to be the Costco of Sub-Saharan Africa, Bounty Shop Zambia wants to deliver quality and variety with unmatched affordability across Zambia and beyond. With Bounty Shop Zambia, size matters, but price matters the most. Labambam Place.
The plan is to be able to provide quality service to our customers and to be able to be a household name in this industry. When you think food, when you think hospitality, you think Labambam.
Labambam Place is an upscale quick service restaurant offering handcrafted Nigerian and continental cuisines in a relaxed, addictive cosmotropical ambient with a mesmerizing Afro-sensational twist.
Had a childhood friend. She was a wonderful cook.
Labambam name is in memory of a very good friend who was also a fantastic chef.
A tribute to one of my late aunties, who was a phenomenal chef.
We used to call her Labambam Lakusa. She died young, so the only way I could remember her was to just name that small restaurant Labambam.
The idea was to bring just a bit of Nigeria into a country where we felt that needed extra spice.
Both frequent and visiting Labambamians can either choose to dine in or have their orders delivered. With a cozy lounge, a cute play area for kids, and a cool cafe, Labambam Place serves more than just food. Harvest Foundation.
Harvest Group is actually a missionary work, and there's no way we could have done this missionary work without having a foundation. And this foundation is the springboard upon which every other thing is derived.
The Harvest Foundation is quite unique because it has a church attached to it. As rehabilitation is going on, where there's need for spiritual intervention, the church comes in.
Harvest Foundation is the corporate social responsibility arm of the Harvest Group and has consciously and intentionally invested heavily in numerous human capital development activities with special focus on girl-child education and socio-cultural vulnerabilities of womanhood.
I want to see every girl child achieve their full potential. All those cultural, social limitations should not limit a girl child.
We've provided some with school needs. We're building some blocks for the less privileged.
With sustained on-the-spot social interventions like creating educational and skill acquisition opportunities at the grassroots and engaging strategically for women empowerment and radical girl-child education. Harvest Foundation has positioned itself for a holistic, progressive and transformational reimagination of womanhood in sub-Saharan Africa. Harvest Logistics.
Harvest Logistics is 100% African business, delivering world-class services, attending to our first mile, just like the way we attend to our last mile.
We believe in hard work.
no knock-off time, like Zambians will say.
Harvest Group is currently building one of the most far-reaching logistics networks in sub-Saharan Africa, distributing everything from energy to groceries to virtually all things shippable. A recent acquisition of 200 trucks for petroleum products delivery across the Zambian market alone, and the ongoing acquisition of hundreds of other delivery vehicles like vans, motorcycles, etc., to serve the logistics needs of the entire region is a testament to Harvest's ambitious and gigantic strides in the sub-region's logistics ecosystem. Ijabali.
We see ourselves as an African international business that will compete with any other international e-commerce business.
Commerce in our 21st century world has undergone a tremendous and irreversible evolution. The byproduct of that evolution is e-commerce. Harvest e-commerce platform, popularly known as Ijabali, is strategically positioned to leverage technology in expanding reach and creating far-reaching impact in the region's commercial landscape. With the Harvest e-commerce platform, it isn't just about the purchase of goods and services, but about affording millions the opportunity to own a spot and transact with ease in a global business square with boundless opportunities. Magic Hammer,
a one-stop shop construction company.
We bring dreams to reality. That's my major role as the architect.
Across the continent of Africa, growing infrastructure deficit has continued to dominate discussions in public squares, business arenas, and even state houses. Magic Hammer was established to consciously address this growing deficit with modern state-of-the-art infrastructures that exudes with the geographical consciousness of sub-Saharan Africa. Harvest Hospitality.
I do not even think that Africans understand how beautiful some of our African countries are and developing something different, a home away from home.
Harvest Group is deeply invested in the hospitality sector, with businesses cutting across accommodation, restaurants, events, travel and tourism, exhibitions, and more. Priding itself as a premium brand across all investment platforms, Harvest is gradually creating a new consciousness of premium homegrown hospitality experience in the sub-region.
Zambia is our home, but our impact and influence reaches across the entire Africa.
Across the sub-Saharan region, starting from Zambia where we're based, we wanted to impact lives, and we are doing that.
We're going to positively disrupt the system.
The Harvest Group has actually made a lot of impact here in Zambia.
I'm a Zambian, and I'll speak from the Zambian point of view. They've brought a lot of development in terms of job creation.
Providing employment for the locals.
What I've come to learn here is more than what I have gained from where I'm coming from. There is peace of mind, the hospitality is good, I'm able to grow, and that is making me to be a joyous person. I should retire here because I'm happy.
I've been with Harvest for 2 years now. I've been promoted twice.
And also just the impact of our projects on the infrastructure here in Lusaka, it's amazing.
Providing top-notch products for the people of Zambia.
In the next 10 years, we are looking at having presence in at least 10 countries of Africa.
Harvest will be ranked #1 in Zambia and #1 in Africa.